very interesting developments in the nation of Zimbabwe. We have seen two people, two individuals from Bulawayo. They've instituted legal proceedings against the 2030 agenda. And this is a developing story which you need to take a look upon and understand what is really happening. So after all the drama, after all the noise against President Afro-Techno-Socialist, one thing we've concluded right now is these people probably they are delusional, they do not understand what needs to happen. But let us go straight to this very important issue, because it's an issue which we cannot ignore. So, according to site, citizen Mbuso Fuzwayo and Ibechu Likazulu, they filed an application at Zimbabwe's Constitutional Court seeking to block ZANU-PF's Resolution 1 of 2024. They seek an interdict to stop the government from implementing this resolution. So this is what is happening at this point in time, and this is what we need to look at and understand what is really happening. Remember, Zimbabwean politics is becoming more interesting at this rate. Expect anything to happen. So what you need to note is Wopo Chimono was on an overdrive of trying to invalidate whatever which is happening, and he was criticizing so heavily this move by these two citizens of challenging Emerson Mnangagwa. We do not know the motive of Wopo Chimono or the reason why he's actually doing so. But what we can tell at this point in time is this is the argument is that it violates the Constitution and the citizens' political rights. But what is at stake at this point in time is there is a probability that this might be heard in the court. There is a probability that the court might rule against ZANU-PF, or also there is a probability that the court might rule in favor of ZANU-PF. So you can't tell at this point what the court is actually going to say or how they're going to rule out on this whole issue. So if the court dismisses this application, what it means is by default, we are going to see the 2030 agenda sailing through even without the change of the constitution. It will be it will become law by precedent. Remember, there are three sources of law, three key sources of law we can talk of at this point in time, and one of them is judicial precedence. And judicial precedence is very, very important, because once a precedent is set by a court of law, especially the Constitutional Court, it becomes law naturally, and no one else will be able to challenge it. Remember, this is being done in the Constitutional Court, which means whatever outcome that this is going to have, it won't be appealed anyway. This is the highest court, the apex court in the country of the Republic of Zimbabwe. So arguments and others, the critics, they are saying that these people, they belong to the faction of Mnangagwa, because these are comrades of Sengezo Tshabangu. Tshabangu, who is also an agent of 2030, somebody who is supporting the 2030 agenda. So they believe that since they are close allies and friends, this is deliberate to make sure that the court dismisses this application and it becomes law by precedent. But in the case that the Constitutional Court upholds this application, what it means is it will be a step back for Emerson Mnangagwa and these people, because they will have to struggle for them to be able to go through this. So it's very, very important. At this point in time, what I find interesting is how come these people, they are taking ZANU-PF to court, yet they belong to another political organization? What is their interest? Because my thinking was that they were supposed to wait for the proceedings to start. What can happen is ZANU-PF can come and argue and say, okay, this is our political party or our political organization's resolution, and because of that, we can do whatever which we want, and we have not taken this thing to Parliament as of yet. We have not taken this thing further than our internal politics. They can argue like that. And what are these people going to say? Because they are not members of ZANU-PF. It was going to make sense if this was being made by members of ZANU-PF, if they were giving a complaint as members of Zanu-PF. As of now, they've quoted also, or they've included the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs. They've also included the Speaker of Parliament, the Attorney General, and the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe also. And this is very interesting because these people, they've been included in this court document, and we do not know the reason why, except the fact that they are part and parcel of the resolution which was made within the Zanu-PF party structures. So personally, in my own view, I think that this is premature. This has been rushed. I think that they were supposed to be quite slow in terms of this whole thing. However, we wait to see what the court is going to say. We wait to see what the Constitutional Court is going to say regarding this whole issue. But this is what we can talk of. This is what we can comment so far. So your views and your thoughts as we continue to look at what is happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. This is the latest development, and we hope and believe that as time goes on, we'll be able to understand what is really happening in the nation of Zimbabwe. What I can tell is this decision is going to be very difficult to reach. The 2030 agenda is going to be very difficult because it's going to be resisted by a lot of people with different interests. There are people within the military who also want to become presidents in this nation, who also want to become ministers in this nation, who have been eyeing for top positions within Zanu-PF. So those people, they are being sidelined by this move. And I don't think that they're going to be quiet about it. I don't think that they're going to just let it go just like that. Also, there are people who thought that their interests within the opposition are going to be recognized, and those people, they will have to fight back. So there is a lot at stake right now, including people within the judiciary, within the special institutions of this country. A lot of them, they are opposed to this whole nonsense of 2030, which means this is going to be a very, very difficult war for Emmerson Mnangagwa. But if the Constitutional Court dismisses this application, what it means is it's going to be a walkover for Team Mafidi for this whole issue. But in my own view, it is going to be a catalyst of something which a lot of people never anticipate at this point in time that it will happen. Because as we speak right now, the situation seems as if the Mafidi dynasty, they've neutralized everybody. It seems as if they've won this battle. But things might change at any point in time, just like weather politics change, just like weather circumstances change, which means your friends today might not be your friends tomorrow. Your allies today might not be your allies tomorrow. It has been proven by number one and number two. They've been allies for quite a long time. They worked together to remove Robert Mugabe, but right now, they are now working against each other. They've been friends in the past, but now they are no longer friends. It's now cat and mouse. So that is a very great lesson to Zimbabwean politics. So a very, very interesting period which we are getting into. Let's wait to see what happens next.